Welcome everybody to today's stream. Today we will do some casual Saturday morning gaming. Nothing too crazy, a little bit of every single game mode. And of course, as always, debating some stuff. So if you're a new player, if you're a veteran, whatever, have any questions, feedback, comments, please let me know. It's actually quite sad that I like the convergence, it's quite fun, but there is no real incentive for me to do more than one at least per week now. First gives you quite a lot of gold and the rest of them just give you essences, and I don't need essences anymore, so the incentive to play any more of that content is quite small. And the rate, yeah, you do it one time a week and that's it. So it's really... A lot of the new content in Chante Waltz is either completely gone because I don't need to redo it ever, and this is quite sad, or is just once a week, and that's also not enough, I think. So I feel like the new expansion model is, at least if they put out content like this, it feels really small how much scope the new expansions have. I was mentioning it in my previous streams as well, so you might have heard that before, but the thing is, I really hope that the next patch, not only the next content patch, but also the next balance patch, delivers something of value to every single player. Because if you are not in Converged or Raid Enjoyer, you didn't get anything in the last patch. And I hope that the new map that will come with the next patch will solve that issue. For sure. Because if it doesn't, I think we are in a die-up spot, because then I think it's quite proven then that the new expansion model is not filling everybody's interest. It might be proven right now, but I am still hopeful that they can change something. Yeah, let's see. Welcome, Iota. Ote. Sorry. And I have to be honest, I was always someone that was believing in ArenaNet just because I think it's important to give them the benefit of the doubt. But especially when it comes to the balance changes they made in the last year or so, they were not bad in that sense, but they were way too small. So now I would say I'm a doubter a bit. And that's quite sad, because I was one of the people that were defending them for a long time. But when it comes to the balance changes, I always think, okay, yes, they are not bad, but they are way too little to make a difference. And I think that's the same for the content patches. I think the content patches in general are not bad, but the content they deliver is just too little for the waiting time that we have. And I think it might bring back some people, yes. For example, people that enjoyed raiding, yes, they are probably interested in playing the game. But as soon as they just did the raid and maybe stuck around for 1-2 more weeks, they might see, there is nothing more for me to do, and quit the game again. And if people that come back always quit after 1-2 weeks, it's quite likely that they will at some point not come back at all. Because 1 or 2 weeks in an MMO is not a lot of time that you spend in it, you know? And therefore, I think the general population of Guild Wars 2 might go down. And that's always a bad part. Definitely. Should have played DPS here. It's not good. No one is here. By the way, if anyone wants to join the community guild, it's open now. So you can just write me an in-game mail with your account name or whisper me when I'm online and I can invite you. But there will be more infos on the community guild in an upcoming YouTube video. I really like that you get the speed buff when you have so many essences. That's really helpful. It makes it way more comfortable to get around the map. Let me leave, please. It's also, for example, this convergence only has one boss, so it's always exactly the same. Which is a really, yeah, just a sad part for people that like to play convergences every day. Because they will always get the same boss. And as soon as they drop the second boss, which will be in the next patch, there will be exactly one more boss. And people that already played it for 3 months will then be burned out almost already. So it's, I think it was an interesting decision, let's say the least, to make only one boss and everyone will play that for 3 months, and then people that are still interested in convergences get the second boss, and then at some point the third as well. So maybe it was not done yet, but I think just the decision to make it like that is, for me, maybe not the smartest. It would have been way more fun to have more flexibility at first and all the bosses get more interest, because I think not a lot of people will join the second and third boss just because most of us either have already all the stuff or have quit the game. But convergences are a good way to farm gold, so I guess that's fine in that way as well. So it will be always quite popular. Yeah, you would like to join? Sure. Just write me in. Okay, I can invite you, so like this as well. Just opened it yesterday. There you go. Sure. Welcome to the club. In the beginning it will be small and we will try to set up all the features that the guild can have. So if you're interested in that, very nice. If not, the guild is just something that is like a yeah, I would say like a big chat with all the people that are interested in playing with me or just having questions and always someone online to ask. I think it's really important to have in a community-driven game like Guild Wars 2. And of course I will also announce a lot of stuff, for example raid trainings and that kind of community events in the guild. Of course not only in the guild, so if you're interested in joining without joining the guild, that's fine as well. We also have a Discord server. But like I said, there will be much more info in an upcoming YouTube video. I hope you all have a wonderful day. For me, it just started right now. I want to do some PvE and then later some PvP. Had some really bad experience in PvP the last days. It was quite horrible. I hope it's better today. And after that, I will probably do only World vs. World for the rest of the stream. So I was really surprised that a lot of people always, let's start with this. A lot of people in the comments of my YouTube's section, a lot of people always ask questions regarding the builds that I post, of course, but also new players asked, how good is it to start Elementalist, for example? And I always answer, it's very good to start a new class, especially Elementalist right now. It's really good. It's in all game modes, it's really good. And then I was really surprised to hear that some people were actually commenting on that and saying, I'm totally delusional. I think Elementalist is not good in PvE right now. And it's so insane to me to say something like that, because who would say something like that? Elementalist has so many good builds right now. So you can play in PvE, you can play Alacrity Tempest as a healer, as an offensive support. You can play Tempest, which is one of the best builds right now, as a DPS because it's so easy to play and has some really good options as well. Then you can play DPS Catalyst. You can play offensive or defensive support Catalyst with quickness. And then of course you could play Weaver if you really wanted to. So you have at least 6 builds that are viable. Or not even viable, on top of the viable scale. So I think it's really crazy to me that some people really think Elementalist is not in a good spot. And when it comes to the other game modes, I think it's even more crazy, because in World vs. World, Elementalist is always a good option because it just has so much AoE and healing and whatever. And in PvP right now, it has so many side noding and even support builds that you can play. It's really, really good. So I'm always so, just surprised how different the perception of people is in Guild Wars 2. Because it might be true that there is a Catalyst build with Spear that has the highest benchmark, and people think, okay, this is the go-to, and then they try it and then don't get even close because it's really hard and it's not really practical to play. Yes, that is true, but it's not the only build that Elementalist has. So I'm really surprised by comments like that. It's not like I would say those people are not knowing what they are talking about, but I think it's really interesting that people just have an opinion that is so different from mine, and I don't really get where it comes from, because I'm totally, surprised by it. Yeah, I think that's a really good point. I think updating one's opinion on something in Guild Wars 2 is even slower than in the real world. People think, for example, that Guardian as a support, as a really heal support, is Firebrand, for example. is really good. Because it's really good in fractals. And it has been the last 10, no, not 10 years, but maybe the last 5 to 8 years it had been the case, and people always think it's like that. But only in the latest 1 or 2 patches, Guardian has been a really good thing to play in raids, because before that it was actually not a good choice because the healing output was not there, and people, it took years for them to update their opinion when it comes to strike and raid content, and now it's they don't have to because they buffed it so much. So yeah, it's definitely true. Yeah, it's true. I think that's a very sad part that Arena has to be really aware of, that people just, if they release a class or specialization that is at the start when it comes out, or a weapon, it's actually the same. If a weapon comes out and it's not good, people won't like it and they will try to not play it ever again, because if they will stick to their opinion and their general playstyle that they had before. And if they, therefore I would say it's always better to make something really, really good when it comes out, so that people try it and think, oh, that's really good. And then you can slowly decrease just nerf it a bit to make sure that people stick around and play it. Because if you make the mistake that you had with a lot of things that Arena releases right now, it's too, a little bit too weak. So for example, I think the Ranger Spear is not that crazy, and I think not a lot of people actually play Ranger Spear right now just because it's not that good. And as soon as they buff it, which they will probably do in the future, then people already made their opinion on it, at least a lot of them, and then it's not changing anymore. And that's a big problem, for sure. So almost done. It always feels like forever, this convergence. I really like to play, what's it called? Heal Alacrity Scourge here. You have so many revives and a lot of people go down here. And if you play that with the Mercy Relic, it's really broken. You can get so many people up and all of them benefit of the almost 100% revive that you have. It's really, really good. I think it's really underrated how good Scourge is. Because previously you could not play that relic, or you were giving up on quickness because you had, not quickness, swiftness, because you had to use Febe relic to get swiftness access on your Well of Blood. Otherwise you had no swiftness at all to give to your party. And swiftness is a really important buff. It might not seem like that at first, but especially in harder fights and raids, it's really important to upkeep swiftness. And now you can do that with Locust Swarm, which has a 24-second cooldown and 30 seconds of swiftness. So with Alacrity you can easily get that to 150% uptime or so. And it will be shared to your allies. That's really important. Previously it did not. So that makes it actually, that seems like a small change they made, but it makes it the relic choice on Heal Scourge so much better. And if you don't need revives on Heal Scourge, I think, first of all, I think if you don't need revives, I'm not sure why you're playing Heal Scourge, because I think Heal Scourge is shining when there are revives, and other classes might be better if you don't need revives. But at the same time, you are free to choose whatever relic you want to do. So Relic of Mercy is really good for revives, and all the other ones are valid options as well. I really like that kind of buffs that are not crazy in the sense of numbers, but they make build diversity way better. I'm not even sure why I do that. I'm not sure how much gold I make from doing 1 convergence every week, but it's probably not more than 10 gold. And I don't really need the essences anymore. I have every single thing that I can get with the essences. So I'm just doing it, I guess, because I enjoyed the content. You see how many people go down, and every single one of them, I don't even have to press F. I can also use my Well of Blood or my, what's it called, Garish Pillar. All of this, as soon as I get the proc with it, people will get the Mercy Relic buff, so they will get at almost 100% rest. I did not notice it in time that I will get hit by the attack here. Last 10%. I like that they stealth changed that you now can see the connections between the pillars. But because previously when it released, you were not able to see the pillar connections with the settings on lowest. Or the what's it called, the graphic settings, one of them on lowest. And if you have so many people around, I think going on lowest is quite smart. And not seeing the mechanics then is a really bad thing. So you have to decide if you want to have a higher frame rate and don't see the mechanics, or if you want to see the mechanics and have a really, really bad frame rate. But now you don't have to make that choice anymore. That's good. So we are done with that. Let's go for some PvP then, I guess. So the setting is character model limit. That's what I meant. So if you have that at lowest, it will also change the behavior of some mechanics. You will not see every single detail. And that's a problem. But if you have 50 people around you, I think almost any PC will like it if you go to lowest. Now I will go up. Because in PvP I want to see all my opponents and all the minions and stuff. And there are not that many around either. So I showcased this build this week quite a lot. It's really fun to play. So if you haven't tried it yet and you like Elementalist in PvP, this is a really good build. It's quite underrated actually, how good it is and how well it can do, especially against the current menace of Willbenders around there. I have multiple clips where I one-shot Willbenders that are outnumbering me. So I'm 1v2 and I kill actually the Willbender because this build has so much damage. So if you like the sound of that, be sure to check it out. Now we have another person here, 1 second. Yeah, so like I said, if you want to join the guild, just write me a mail or whisper me in game. I will send you the invite. Currently it's more like a spot to gather. You will get more people here. And yeah, it's just a spot where you can ask questions. Just a private chat with all the people that are interested in content that I put out. And maybe just find someone that is like-minded. And if you, for example, need people to fill a group or some help, it's always better to ask in the community guild first than go into the full Guild Wars 2 community, because there might be some trolls out there. So I'm always happy to help as well. So be sure to check out the guild. Let me quickly hydrate. I have to be honest, I actually really enjoyed the Juggernaut on Elementalist, or especially on Catalyst, because the orbs that it creates are now so looking like water, like mercury or something. Really, really cool. It's really, really fun to use, I think. Otherwise, I think the change of the skin tone and the clothes is not the favorite on Elementalist. Doesn't fit that much. But regarding the effects that it creates, it's really fun. The queue times are always so long. It's insane. Ah, there we go. You just have to complain about it, and then you get the queue pop, I guess. No, I think it's more like after 5 minutes it opens so broadly who will get into your match that it's quite easy to get people into. So I hope I'm not against a duo queue, because that's always a big reason why the games seem so unbalanced. Because if you face a really good duo queue in at least in the off times, then it's really hard to win, because the matchmaker is just not able to find a good match. Okay, I'm playing against Stronlos. Why do we have... What is the H-back meta, or why do we have so many DHs? I'm not sure what I can go here. I think something fast would be better here. I think Willbender might be a good option. Yeah, I think one of the best Generation 3 legendaries is actually the Hammer. I think the Hammer might seem a bit huge in some class on some races, but I think it's a really cool one. Especially on Catalyst, I think the fiery one fits very well. So I think it's a nice choice, because the Generation 2 Hammer is total garbage. You should, I think everyone in the community will be aware of that, and I would agree. And the Generation 1 Hammer, it's quite nice, but it's not fitting to every single class, I would say. So I think the Generation 3 Hammer is probably the best choice when it comes to legendary hammers, for sure. So I'm with you there. So they have a support, and we have a Trapper DH. I think I will go on Stronglaw. That's a lot of damage. Oh my, how many people are coming here? I just wanted to die on point here, actually. That was the whole reason that I ported back in. Because I did not expect that 3 people will engage here on the far node. But it makes sense they won the midpoint. It's a really close match. I think we have to focus the Necromancer for sure. But they expect... I'm against 3 people here, that's okay. Why did... Oh no, my god, lost the 101 here. That's a bad thing. Otherwise it would have been really good that I'm here in a 1v3. Because if the enemy support is outnumbering me, it's great. Now we can kill Sufish here, I think. Okay, he leaves. What does he? It's really close. I have to play really smart here. Now they are actually having a quite good hold on the map. This is a problem. At least I got the thief here. I would rather have him letting bleed, but it's fine anyway. I'm against the support, that's actually perfect. Okay, never mind. To be careful because I'm against the Virtuoso as well. Yeah, it's too much. Sad. At least I hope my team gets the decap here. No, that's bad. I mean, only 70, it's points behind, that's still doable for sure. But it's a really slow match. We are over 5 minutes in and not even 200 points. And my team is consistently losing the mid fight, which is not good, definitely. Was close. Again, 3 people on me. I mean, we are running in consistently only 1 person against 1 of 4 people. Not 1, but 2, 3, 4 people. It's really sad. I mean, it's sad that we have an AFK player. That's actually insane. If you go AFK here, it's not lost at all. It's so fun. Necromancer is really weak right now if you play against Willbenders and stuff. Yeah, it's really sad that we have a 1 AFK. I think it was definitely winnable this match. Very sad. But I think that's definitely the sentence that you can use to describe PvP right now. Maybe we get the rally here? No. Sad. But what can you do, you know? Very sad. Look at the virtuoso damage. It's one-shot me. That's why I think virtuoso is really good against Willbender, because they have the range advantage and they can deal a lot of damage. If you don't have protection up, they can actually one-shot you. It's really underrated. Thanks for the follow, It's Q. Really appreciate it. Yeah, welcome to the stream. If you have any questions, any feedback, always happy to help. I think we go for one more. That was really unsatisfying. So, I'm also not sure if Willbender was the correct choice there. But I have to be honest, if as soon as one goes AFK, it's probably over anyway. So that was just sad. So if anyone is interested in joining the community guild, be sure to write me a message in game. Then we can add you. And thanks for the follow. Voyo Dinka, really appreciate it. And if you have any build that you want to see played, please let me know. I can also swap around and showcase some other builds. Depends a bit on the team comp. I don't want to troll by going for the third support or something. But just let me know. Nice match. So I think that's always a good sign if you get the Q pop in the first 2 minutes or so, because that means that the matchmaker found something quite fast and it should be a quite balanced match. Yeah, sure. See you later then. So that's the classical interpretation. So if the matchmaker finds a match in the first 2, maybe 3 minutes, you know it's inside of how much rating you have. It's plus minus. I don't know what is really the case, but that means it's way better for you. And as soon as you go over 5, maybe even 6 minutes, the matchmaker broadens so much that you will get all people that are currently Q almost. And therefore you could go from a silver player up to legendary in the same match. So Scepter in PvP right now is simply outclassed. So the thing is, there is a fresh air catalyst build. You can play that one. You can play that one with Scepter for sure. I have a build guide about it on my YouTube channel, so you can check it out. But I have to be honest, it's definitely outclassed by other roaming specs right now. So it will not perform as well as you play, for example, if you play Sage Tempest or Dagger Catalyst or something like that. So I say yes, go for the Scepter build. But it's a power build. So a Scepter Condi build is not viable in PvP. I think that's just the numbers are not there. And the sustain is not there. It's just not working out that well. And as its Q points out, Tempest for PvE is insane with Scepter. So Scepter Fresh Air Tempest is really good in PvE right now. For competitive modes, I would rather go full damage Weaver with Scepter or just not, or Catalyst with Scepter, but both of them are, I have to admit, really vulnerable, for example, to a Willbender. Or a good or well-played power word. So we have here a guy with actually Tempest, Scepter, but I fear that will not be the carry in this match. It's not as potent as it once was. So we have here a Scepter. Everyone is playing Scepter on Ellie. So you asked the question and the whole match is now playing Scepter. That's really interesting. Because I just feel in PvP, Scepter is not where it once was. It's not as good anymore. No. Okay, we finally have him. It's actually insane how long it took. But we lost our close point. That's actually interesting. So we lost the 101 here. I hope I get P-cap in time before they all respawn. Should have left them for bleeding. Because as soon as they all respawn, I have to leave. I'm not a 101 build. I can't be outnumbered. There are 4 people here. Okay. I guess I have to leave now. Can someone help me? Why are we losing the map? Okay, we're not losing the map. That's good. Then we are fine. Yeah, it's actually interesting that our druid is not side noting druid. That means we have a really weird team comp. Because I was expecting a side noder, otherwise I would have gone for side node and not DPS. Okay, we got the kill here. It's definitely easily winnable this match, but we have to be really careful. I think we have to go 2 cap here only. Where's he running? Nice, we got the kill here. Okay, he used invuln, and he used... oh, that's so much damage. Okay, we got the kill. What a shocking aura is really annoying. It's a core elementalist. Those guys are here cooking hard. It's actually insane. So we have 3 scepter elementalists here. No, I think that's a bigger one. Okay, 2 scepter elementalists and a core elementalist with tornado. Oof. Yeah, it's true, we are really overextending here, so it was not the right choice to go for the kill, but I just follow up on our teammate that was actually going in hard. Okay, I think we get the kill here. Yeah. I go for the cleave, just to make sure that we completely kill this guy, because there are 2 people coming in here. That's a tough 1-on-1, to be honest. Yeah. The condis will kill me over time, especially when you don't have any cooldowns left. I think we will get the rest easily here. He doesn't have to enough cleave. And now he will die for it. That's good. I hope we get the kill on one here in the middle as well. Okay, looks good. I think we get this guy. I think we should get this guy as well. Yeah. Nice. So currently I'm playing Guardian, which is the blue class, so the light warrior, so to say, paladin style class. And I'm playing the subclass called Willbender. So it's a little bit less selfish. It's a little bit more selfish, less supporty than the normal Guardian. And you can see I'm dealing quite a lot of damage just by using all my skills and not supporting my team at all. And in some matches like this one, it works out quite well. But there are some matches where you just get no value from being so aggressive. Yeah, welcome to the game then. I have a lot of guides on my YouTube channel about which PvP builds to play and which are good. But I would say this class is actually quite nice to play currently because it's really strong and you don't have to be really knowledgeable about the game to play this class and deal some damage. And it's really fun. But there are different classes that you can play, and I think, for example, if you should always go for the class that you enjoy the most and play that. Of course, try to go for a build that makes sense on the class that you like. But I would not go for the best class currently in PvP and just play this one because it's apparently the best class to play, you know. You should always play what you enjoy. It's really important. Yeah, I think it's important to start on a class that is quite... The skill floor is quite low, because I think if you start on a class that has a high skill floor, you will feel even more frustrated playing against players that are better than you, because you don't know if you got outplayed because you are just not enough, you don't have enough skill, or if it's because you just don't know your class well, you know. And therefore I would say it's really important to start out on something that is quite easy to learn, maybe hard to master, but Willbender is definitely something that is quite easy to play. Definitely, yeah. But one of the best tips I can give you to get into PvP is try to go for a build that makes sense, that either you came up yourself or you copied a build from someone that knows how to do builds, and then read all the descriptions, all the skills and stuff, so that you know what you should use at which point. You know, it might be hard to understand it in the beginning, when to press which button. I get that. But it's important that you get all the skill information and understand what skill is helpful in which situation. Because if you just copy a build and then play without knowing what your skills do, that's a big problem. So this is called structured PvP because I'm playing with 4 other people against 5 other people. So it's I'm trying to get 500 points with my team. It's called Conquest. I'm doing that by either killing people or by capturing nodes that you saw in the game. If you want to play some open world, like World vs. World, where you capture structures and stuff, where we go now, then you have a different build that you would play. The good thing about PvP in Guild Wars 2 is that all your gear is leveled. So everyone has the same gear. There is no advantage when it comes to gear. And that's really important, because if you go into World vs. World, where it's this open world PvP that we are doing now, then you might face someone that has better gear than you, and you might lose because of that. So that's really important to understand, and a very good point by Sven, that it's really a good point, a good thing about Guild Wars 2 PvP for sure. Yes, so if you want to join the guild, just write me a mail, in-game message, whisper, whatever. Here's the account name, and then I will invite you. I also will do a YouTube video about how to join. It will be out tomorrow, and then it will get easier for you. No, so in PvP, in structured PvP, you are not locked into a build in that sense. You can switch around to whatever build you like. The only thing, as soon as the match starts, you are locked. You can't swap your build anymore. But if you are playing as a new player and want to try different builds, that's very easy. Just you can swap after every single match to a different build, and therefore it's really easy to try out new variations or whatever you want to do. It's a really good place to start learning your class and get better at it, because you don't get punished. You don't have to invest anything in it, you know. You just invest some time and hopefully get some fun out of it. And you don't have to invest any in-game gold or in-game currency to get the gear that you need. When you play World vs. World, it's different. Because it's open world, you use the same gear as in PvE, and therefore it might be really hard to beat someone that has full ascended gear when you are just starting out. It's possible, don't get me wrong, it's definitely possible. It's not like it's totally undoable, but it's way harder. And therefore PvP is way better. Yeah, sure. I mean, the first thing that you should do is of course get level 80. But if you are bold, you can even go in PvP right now. There is no reason to not try it. Of course, you will probably not succeed against people that are way more knowledgeable about the game than you. But that's not a big deal if you still want to try it. It's fun. Yeah. Yeah, very, very valid point by Sven again. You are completely leveled. You will get to level 80. You don't have to even be level 80 to get there. And it's also really cool because depending on which expansions you have unlocked, you can also go for all the elite specs. And for example, if you bought one expansion and you are not even level 80, you can test the elite spec in PvP as well. It's really cool. Of course, the balance is also different. So if a skill hits really hard in PvE, that does not have to mean that it will also hit really, really hard in PvP. I think it's oftentimes balanced in a sense that it makes sense. What is this seed chain? 3 people were too many. Yeah, I think it's important to ask stuff as a new player, because only then you will get the full picture. Yeah, sure. I think we are always happy to help. At least the part of the community that is in my chat and myself, of course. Yes. So Anubis, actually, a little bit of a slight teaser. I already prepared a video about how to deal with Mesmers and Virtuosos, because I think it's a nice series. It's not that well received in the sense that not a lot of people were interested in it, but I think the people that watched it found it really helpful. So I will definitely continue make series about how to counter a special class or a special elite spec for that matter. And it's definitely coming very soon, the Mesmer one. So, yeah. So, when it comes to... You get experience in the sense that you get Tomes of Knowledge, which you can use to level your character. But I would say, and that's very important, that you should level your first character normally and don't use the Tomes of Knowledge, because the journey that you get to go to level 80 you will only do once. I also mentioned that in my mistakes you should avoid video that I have recently released. So I made a video about which mistakes you should not do as a new player. And I mentioned that one of the mistakes is that you want to just get level 80. And I think you should take your time and enjoy the journey to level 80, because it's not a long journey in Guild Wars 2. It doesn't take that many hours compared to other games, because level 80 is the max level since release, and therefore it's always been the same. And I would go and try to have as much fun as you can, because every other character that you will go after to level 80 will not do the same journey. It will use Tomes of Knowledge and other stuff. So my YouTube channel is in the description on Twitch, and just scroll down and in the about section is a link to my YouTube, but I can also link it, of course. Not a... Got him. Yeah, I will link it. Give me a sec. I think this should work. Yes, this is my channel. I have a lot of new player guides, but also guides for veterans, so there should be a good mix and good videos for everyone, I hope. Yeah, I think that's one of the... I also am planning on doing a video about how to get into PvP and how to improve at PvP. And that's one of the biggest points that you raise here, is to understand what the other build is supposed to do, how their skills work, and then you will notice by itself how you can counter it. Because if you know this skill hits really hard, then the follow-up thought would be, okay, I have to dodge it, you know, or avoid it. And if you understand what the skills of the enemy do and how you can land them, or what they typically combo up with each other, then you will be better at playing against them as well. So understanding your enemy is, like I think some Chinese guy already said, is the key to winning against an enemy. Yeah, that's crazy. So welcome to Guild Wars 2 then, because I think if you are somewhat really experienced PvPer in another MMO, I think you will have... It's different, definitely. I think Guild Wars PvP is one of the most dynamic ones, for sure. But you have a great start then, because you understand how typically you have the PvP mindset. Let's say it like that. Which link do you mean? Do you mean the link to the Mesmer build? I can share that link. I was just sharing my YouTube channel link, which is obviously really weird. You already are watching my YouTube channel, so you know where the thing is. So this is the link to the Guardian video, the Willbender video. Ah, the Mesmer build. The Mesmer build. Which Mesmer build are you referring to? Give me... I'm a little bit lost here. What do you mean? Do you mean the Mesmer counter build? How to counter Mesmers? I will release it in... Yeah, I'm also live on YouTube, yeah, because some people... I'm not allowed to show the YouTube chat on Twitch, so that's why it's a little bit sad that you can't see what they're asking. Someone was asking for, I think, the Mesmer... how to counter Mesmer build. the thing is, I will release it next week or so. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. It's not out yet. But I think it's a really good game to get into, Guild Wars 2. And especially the competitive modes are, I would say, really unique. I think not a lot of, especially when it comes to open world PvP, right where I'm right now, 50 versus 50 plays and matches is really uncommon in other games. And Guild Wars 2 is really fluid and a really dynamic combat. So I would say it's definitely something that is very unique. And when it comes to PvP, I would say PvP, the systems I heard at least in WoW are better, but the gameplay itself is better in Guild Wars. So you should just give it a try and see how it works out, because the sad part about Guild Wars 2 PvP is it's extremely good. I think everyone would agree to that the PvP in Guild Wars 2, the gameplay is really good, but the population is rather low. And that makes oftentimes, especially if you're queuing to times where no one else is queuing, the matches are quite unbalanced at times. Okay, we have a question here from YouTube that regards Revenant when it comes to PvP, how you sustain as a Revenant. So I'm currently on a Revenant and I can show it to you, or explain it at least. So Revenants have 2 heal skills. That makes it, thanks for the follow, Lackluster Ben Garen. So that's really important to understand, that you have 2 healing skills. That doubles the amount of healing that you could get already, because you have 2 legends. Furthermore, in PvP, a lot of Revenants run Shiro. Shiro is a really good stance, because Shiro has access to lifesteal. Yeah? And lifesteal helps you when you deal a lot of damage to sustain. And then the last thing, and that's really important as well to understand, not getting damaged in the first place is also a form of sustain, because if you can avoid getting damage, you will deny the enemy to damage you and you don't have to heal up that damage anymore. I hope that makes sense. And therefore, yes, this is a Revenant. I'm currently playing a Revenant, yes. And therefore, that's very important to understand. And as a Revenant player, especially if you're playing Herald, the best sustain you can get is the Glint heal. The Glint heal here is your healing inversion. So you have 3 seconds in World vs. World, and I think it's only 2 seconds in PvP, I'm not sure about it. But it's a few seconds where you get all the damage you get will be converted to healing. So if you use that skill in the correct moment, you will full heal. And therefore that's the best sustain you can get. Straight up, there's no better sustain that you can get. And the last thing that I want to mention is, a lot of Revenants nowadays play with Shield. Shield has some block and sustain, and that's very important. So Revenant doesn't have that much sustain in the kit, except the healing skills. But they are really potent. I hope that answers your question. So which build will you recommend for roaming? That's hard to say, because it's always, if someone asks a question like that in general, I always say, play the class that you enjoy the most and go for the build that is the best on this class. So, for example, if you don't like Revenant, don't go for Revenant. If you like, I don't know, what class are you enjoying the most? Maybe Elementalist? Then I would go for Dagger Elementalist in roaming right now. It's really fun. It's a bruiser replay style. It has really good outnumbered potential. It's just a very well-rounded build. And it's also very fun, in my opinion. Yeah, welcome back, it's Q. So a dedicated healer class in Guild Wars 2 doesn't exist, because every single class is able to heal. Even a thief can heal. It might not be the best, but every class can do it. I would say I made a tier list dedicated to defensive supports on my YouTube. So every single healer I rated how well they are. And if you watched it, if you've watched that tier list, you will see that every single class has a build that is at least into A or B tier. Maybe not warrior, but all the others. And that's really good. But if you want to have the most healing, it's probably a druid or a tempest and chronomancer. Those three are probably the best when it comes to healing. And then you of course also have some Scourge. Scourge is a necromancer elite spec. It has a lot of shielding. In Guild Wars 2 shielding is called barrier. And that's of course, you will know if you come from other MMOs, that shielding is really powerful as well in PvE. Yeah. So spirit shards, I made, sorry that I always say that, but I made a video about it, talking about spirit shards. So you can check that out on my YouTube channel. And it's quite easy. Spirit shards you get very, very fast by just playing the game and getting experience. And as soon as you level 80, all the experience will either go into mastery level, which is the vertical progression of Guild Wars 2. So you get some more, just features unlocked and stuff. But if you are done with this, or if you just can't progress any further, all the experience will go into your spirit shards. And the spirit shards you can see here, you can get quite easily high up. Yeah, that's the level is 250k, and every single level up costs that much experience. But you can use experience boosters to buff that up, and it goes quite fast, especially if you do meta events and stuff. If you do, I would say if you do meta events with a lot of enemies around that you kill, then you get a lot of levels passively, for sure. You want to level 80 spirit shards? I mean, the fastest way to do so, I would say, is doing, I don't know, maybe Dragonfall. Dragonfall gives you a lot of, it's a Living World Season 4 map that gives a lot of currency, a lot of spirit shards in the end. But what also helps, if you played PvP and World vs. World, you will get a lot of Tomes of Knowledge, those. And every single Tome of Knowledge is exactly 1 spirit shard. So you can consume them. I have, I think, almost 10k of Tomes of Knowledge lying around. So if I would consume them, I get 10k spirit shards. So if you play competitive modes, you will get Tomes of Knowledge, which you can use to either level up a character or get spirit shards. Yeah, Dragonfall is quite good when it comes to gold, and also a lot of spirit shards, I would say. Condi Herald is quite good for roaming. I'm currently playing it. I really enjoy it. It might not be the best roamer out there, because you have a hard time against really heavy condition builds. But when it comes to fun, and I would say it's an A tier for me. It's a good build that has some counters, but also is quite decent when it comes to one-on-oneing and even outnumbered situations. It's a good build. Yeah, you can either join the guild or just add me to the friends list of yours. This is my account name. And if you have any questions, you can always ask, even if I'm not streaming. You can either ask in the guild or join our Discord server, or you can also, of course, write me a whisper or mail. I'm always happy to help. But I have to be honest, I might not answer directly, because I'm always very busy when I'm in Guild Wars 2 nowadays. Because I'm either going for new videos, new YouTube content, or I'm streaming. Yeah, but if you have any questions, don't be shy. We are happy to help here in chat. And like I said, even if I'm not streaming, yes, that's correct. No, so it's an M. It's an M. Not a double R. It's one M. Yes. If you would join the guild, then even if I'm offline, you can ask in the guild, and there will always be people that are happy to help. Or on the Discord server that I have. Link is in the Twitch description. Because I think it's really important. I noticed that in the last years that there are not a lot of content creators in Guild Wars 2 to start with. I think not a lot of people are actually creating content for Guild Wars 2. And when it comes to new player guides, it's actually even less. And that's quite sad, because I think that's really important as someone that knows a lot about the game, that you want to help new people get into the game. Because it's now been out quite a long time, over a decade, and therefore it has a lot of stuff to understand, and it might not be very easy to get into a specific part of the game anymore, because people are either not playing it, or the people that play it all know about it already. So if you have any questions, content creators should be really helpful when it comes to this. So that's really important. And also for new people that are not that new anymore, if you want to get into raiding, which is one of the end game goals that you could have if you play only PvE, or if you're interested in raiding it in general, I will do raid trainings in the future, in the very near future, starting January. And if you're interested in that, let me know. We will do different raids at different times, so I hope everyone that is interested will get a slot. And if you are experienced and want to help me out, because I will not go for 9 people that did not play raids at all, it will be with people that are, I would say, 1 or 2 people that help me, that are experienced, and then 7 trainees, let's say. So that would be really cool. I am currently not able to go for NA because I'm not on NA, I'm on AU, and that means I can't easily swap. I hope I will get ArenaNet partner soon, then I could easily swap and do the raid training in EU and NA, but currently, sadly, I can't do that right now. But I like I said, I hope it will happen in the next month that I get a net partner, which allows me to swap without any problems. And then we can do raid training for all the game modes. I mean, strikes and raids are exactly the same, I would say. The difference between raids and a strike mission is just that the strike mission is just a single boss encounter, and the raid has multiple bosses and maybe some trash mobs in between. But if you want to join, even if you are a really experienced player, that doesn't matter. If we have slots, everyone can join. So, yeah, sure. Yes, so Anubis, there will be definitely videos that are related to every single class when it comes to PvP and commentaries. I try to get them working and making how to counter the specific class. But like I said, the sad part is not a lot of people are interested in those videos. And I have to concentrate on videos that are performing well, and I will continue doing videos like that, but it might not be my sole focus right now. I'm on EU. So I'm playing on EU right now. Yeah, if you don't understand me, then just ask again. I'm happy to repeat myself. No, this is Guild Wars 2. It's not Elder Scrolls. But it's a very good MMO as well. So if you want to try it. Oh no, this is really annoying. It's a Bunkery Condi Vindicator. Yeah, that's just annoying. I don't want to fight that. So Anubis, what kind of videos would you like to see when it comes to commentaries? Because I can focus on those then the first before I do other classes. We have a question here from YouTube. What is the easiest way to accumulate Lucent modes? So Lucent modes, just for those that don't know, Lucent modes, you get a lot of them by opening unidentified gear and salvaging especially the runes. The runes will give you all the Lucent modes. So the only way to get Lucent modes is either buying it or opening unidentified gear. So if you don't want to buy it, you have to open unidentified gear and salvage the results. That's just the only way that works. So yeah, if you, I'm really sorry I can't give you a better tip there because it's just not. There is no way to farm that really that much. You just have to either buy it or farm unidentified gear, which you can then salvage for getting those Lucent modes. Yeah, glad that you know this is Guild Wars 2 then. Yeah, I'm always trying to improve and always trying to make good content. Sure, glad you like it. Yeah, have fun, or at least see you later then, I guess. Yeah, so I think my commendation would be if you want to go for Mystic Facets and need Lucent modes for them, I would say open all your unidentified gear and salvage it. And if you farm gold, I would spend it on the Lucent modes and buy it from TP. That's just the easiest way to get the most. It might not be the most world MMO-like one, which is farm it yourself, but sometimes it's faster to farm the gold and buy it. You know, that's you have to think about that as well. So, is Harbinger a new player-friendly class? I would say Harbinger is not that new player-friendly when it comes to. You see, this is a Harbinger I'm facing right now. And Harbinger is a rather hard class when it comes to... I think I will lose this. Sad. So Harbinger is not hard in the sense that you have a lot of skills to learn and stuff. But typically Necromancer has a shroud. A death shroud. I can show that to you. Let me quickly swap. A Harbinger and all Necromancers have a Death Shroud. And the Death Shroud is like a second health pool. Yeah. And that makes a Necromancer quite tanky by design, but the Harbinger loses the second life of a Death Shroud. So you will be more offensive, and therefore as a new player I would say it's the hardest to learn spec when it comes to how to deal with damage. So if you're playing for example a Reaper, say you're playing a Reaper, and you get access to your Death Shroud, and the Death Shroud denies the damage from you while you are in it. If you are, however, a Harbinger, all the damage that you get will be going to your only life pool that you have, and therefore it might not be the easiest class to learn, because it's way harder to deal with damage than the other classes. But if you enjoy the playstyle of it, you should go for it, because they are quite decent and even really powerful builds right now, especially in competitive modes, but also in PvE that use Harbinger. So definitely, I would say, maybe I should make a tier list about how easier new classes and stuff are, but I would say it's the hardest class of a Necromancer, but Necromancer in general is not that hard to play or to learn. Yeah, I think I could do that for sure. I think one of the best classes to play right now is, as in PvE, is definitely Mesmer. It might not be the easiest, but it's really, really fun and really strong. But I would say that the thing is, in PvE, all the classes are really, really good. So you can't go wrong and start playing a class. I think you said you are level 40 or so. So which class did you start on? Because I think you should continue with this class if you enjoy it to some extent. So if you're playing a Guardian, then I would recommend, if you enjoy it to some extent, you should finish and go for level 80 on the Guardian. Because then you can go for a Firebrand, you can go for a Willbender, you can go for Dragon Hunter. All of them are quite good in all game modes, I would say. So I'm currently playing against two people as a Harbinger, and you see I am getting pressured quite hard because I don't have a second life, and now I'm dead because of that. I think I could maybe rally here. No, not in time. Yeah, I would say you have to understand that the leveling process in Guild Wars 2 is like in almost any game. It's an exponential curve, or not exponential, but it's the amount of experience you need to level from 79 to 80 is way higher as from level 1 to level 2. But you are right, the leveling process in Guild Wars 2 is way faster. So even if you level from level 1 to level 80, I don't know how long you would take, because I never did that journey in the last 5 years or 10 years even. But I would say it's way faster than on all other MMOs that I know, because it's just 12 years old now, you know. There is no new level cap since the start of the game, and therefore there is no big increases in how you have to get the experience and stuff. So this is my name, and if you want to get into the guild, you have to write me a mail or in-game message. But like I said, if you are playing a Guardian and you are level 40 with the Guardian and you like playing this class, then you should stick to it. And as soon as you reach level 80, you can then decide which lead spec you want to go for. Oh, I think the contact list is a little bit weird. If you add someone as a friend, that doesn't mean that they are. It shows them. It shows them on your list, but you will not be shown on their list as if they did not react to it yet. But like I said, if you want to join the guild, I will make a video about it, and everyone gets the easy access to it. So it's nothing urgent. I will invite all the guys that are interested. Exactly, you need to add the other guy as well. How many slots I have? I don't know what you mean with slots, but yeah. The inventory. Yeah, the inventory is not that crazy. It's just my typical setup I'm having. But you can see that in my account too as well. My normal character that I play have only 200 slots. It's not too crazy. It's always like I'm having some stuff that I use frequently in my invisible bag, so that doesn't change the place and it doesn't show up when I want to sell stuff. But all my other classes have a similar setup. Only the storage characters have a way bigger inventory because I'm a veteran after all. I have a lot of stuff that I don't use anymore, and it's on my other characters. I just want to showcase it. It's not like I'm boasting or something, but I think a lot of people do that when they are more experienced in the game. They use characters just for storage. I think I have 70 characters, and I don't know. 60-70% of them are used like this. It's just a storage. It's just storage. I don't use this character for anything but some PvP. So Anubis, which kind of build and which game mode do you want to see? Mesmer, yes, that's clear. I can do that. But which kind of game mode and which build you want to see? I can try to make that work. But Guild Wars 2, the amount of slots that you can get is really, really huge. I think the amount you can gain way over 400 inventory spaces just by using, how is it called? The backslot expansions. I have some of them lying around here as well. Yeah, these ones. Backslot expansions, you can buy them in the gem store. And then you can buy the 32 slot bags, or craft them rather. And if you use all of them, so 15 times 32, you get a lot of inventory space. I think it's not necessary for the most part, but if you read a lot of inventory space, you can go for it. It's how ArenaNet, the developers of Guild Wars 2, make a lot of money. It's just using the so-called gem store here. And the gem store is buying gems with real money and then buying the upgrades. So you can go for the upgrades here, the backslot expansions. But the cool part is you don't need to use real money to buy gems. You can also use the in-game gold and convert in-game gold to gems and buy the backslots. That's how I got all my backslots. So that's very cool as a new player, that you understand that as soon as you bought the expansions, you will never have to pay for anything in Guild Wars. You can just use your gold that you can farm in-game to get all the stuff that is possible to expand your account in any sense. You can expand the bank, you can expand all your bag slots. But there's a lot of stuff to go for, so yeah. So typical stuff that you can do to farm gold. So popular in PvP meta. Yeah, okay, let's go. Let's play some PvP then. Really popular right now in PvP is Heal Chronomancer and also Spear Mirage. So I will quickly answer the question that I got from Lackluster regarding gold, and then I will explain the build a bit. So gold farming in Guild Wars 2 is really interesting. So almost any content that you do is giving you gold. But the thing is, and that's very important to understand as a new player, you will get, for example, if you look at World vs. World, you have this reward track. Yeah, and there's no liquid gold in there. You will get just materials, and those materials you can then sell on the trading post, yeah, and get some money back. That's how you make gold in Guild Wars 2. Selling the stuff that you don't need. There is almost, not almost, but there's not a lot of content that gives you direct the gold, you know, like this. Not a lot of stuff this gives you direct gold. So that's very important to understand. Materials is equal to gold in Guild Wars 2. And then the best way to farm in PvE is fractals, which are just dungeons in other MMOs. Something like very similar to Mythic Plus, for example. But easier. So it's just you do this every single day. It takes, depending on how good you are, it takes 1 hour to 2 hours. Maybe, I would say 1 hour. And then you get a lot of gold. Typically you get 50 gold if you are really good. And that's helping a lot and to get gold if you do that daily. But I also have a guide about how to make gold out of specific currencies, because Guild Wars 2 has a lot of currencies, like most MMOs, you know, you see here. This is all currency, and all of them are used for something, and most of them you can convert into gold. But I also have a guide about how to make a lot of gold, and I have specific guides how to make gold out of currencies. I can link you the playlist link if you want. But like I said, there is a lot to get into in the game. So it's not like you can learn every single thing on the first day. On my YouTube channel, I have a lot of guides that help you. But there will be also quite a lot of more guides in the future. For example, I want to make the top 10 gold farming methods in Guild Wars 2. And that might help you as well. So this should be the link to the gold farming thing. And now we talk quickly about the PvP build, because we want to get some... that's a really bad map for PvP for this one, but let's see. So typically on this map, I don't really like to play support. The reason for that is the map has potentially 5 conquest points, not 3 as in the other game modes. So I will now go for the Spear Chronomancer build, which is a really interesting build that evolved in the last few, days. No, not days, in the last few months. And that's using Rival and Spear on both weapon sets. And this build is supposed to use a lot of aggressive tools from the Spear, while still having the ability to self-heal a lot. Yeah. And that's really important. This build is not as good anymore as it once was, because it got nerfed, but it's still a very good build in ranked. So that's very important to understand. The idea behind this build is you have a lot of damage with your spear, and as soon as you need to sustain, you go to Rival. Even though you're a DPS build, you have a lot of sustain because of the Rival, which is your just your defensive set. And then you have, of course, all your nice utility skills. I will try to explain what I'm doing, and the answer to the question if they buff and nerf classes often, I think they try to. Often the really big balance patches are happening every 3 months. When it comes to small hotfixes, it's typically higher than that. It's maybe once a month or something. I have to be really careful here. I have to disengage here. You see the damage potential of this build is quite high, but you can also get one-shot quite easily. Our team lost the whole map. Not good. I now try to push for far without them seeing me. Maybe I get it. No, they saw me. Okay, we got the kill here. Now I'm going for the continuum shift to make sure that we continue to pressure all the people here. And I think we should get the kills here. Dodging the illusionary rogue, never mind. It was delayed. Why was it delayed? Never mind. I think we won the fight here. That's good. Like you saw, very important to use your continuum shift with your time warp. Time warp is a really, really good skill. It's unblockable CC, soft CC, and gives you a lot of defensive tools as well. It's really, really good. Now I try to kill this guy. Nice stun here. And get the stun here as well, and it's kill. Very good. So you should always combo your 2 with your 5, and that makes for a really good stun. If you hit that, it's most likely a kill. So now we have to rotate mid, just to make sure that our team gets reinforced here, because they're actually quite pressured here when it comes to... Oh, we didn't get... Oh, so unlucky. And now we get the counter kill. I did actually not expect to get one shot here. It was a little bit greedy, but I was expecting my team to push with me. Yes, too greedy. I was trying to contest the revive from the enemy team, but they got it and instantly counter pressured me, so I could not deal enough damage in time and died. That was just not very good, but what can you do? Now I try to contest this here. That's a little bit risky in that sense, because I don't know how my team is doing in the rest of the map, but we get the kill here. Okay, he instantly died. That's very interesting. Now my team is losing the mid fight. And again, we have a downstate here, and I think I go for the kill. Okay, he re-engages. That's something very ballsy. Okay, he dies for it. Get a kill, please. Please. So now very important mechanic in Guild Wars 2 is that you can rally. Yeah. If someone dies that you hit before, you can rally in from the downstate. Yeah, that was really unlucky that we get killed here, because all of them were coming to the fight. Otherwise, if we killed one person here, I would have rallied, and we could have just completely swung the fight. We should get the kill here. Yeah, very good. Now I have to be careful where the Willbender is. Okay, here's the Willbender. It's another one. Okay, I think that's a good 2v2 here. Nice, we got the kill. So you could see time warp is really oppressive. A Willbender can't deal with the time warp, because the slow is annoying and you get super speed, which moves you very fast. And the quickness helps a lot with the damage as well. Especially if you have an ally. So we have to focus on this guy because he's playing Spear. Spear is really aggressive. Yeah, and then we are dead because there are 4 people here. You can see this is really important to understand. This build is really squishy, and the meta is currently extremely fast when it comes to ranked. But if there are 4 people here, we win the rest of the map. Just baseline, because there are 4 people of the enemy team here, and our team has 4 people on the rest of the map and we get 2 points from that, so we will win in the end. That's why we are 100 points ahead. But it's very important to understand in this map, you can swing every single fight very, very easily, just because you potentially have the buffs that come up in 30 seconds and they can give you a lot of just momentum. That was a good ring. I will follow here and not cap because I think I can kill this guy. Just spamming here to get the kills, but I think they got the counter kill. Okay, we got 2 kills here, very good. You have to be careful because the buffs are up. But we have to... My team is contesting the rest of the map, so I can cap this point. Because this buff, the bottom buff, gives you all points at once if you can complete the channel, which is really strong. And the top buff that my team just got doubles the point game from points. So it's really, really important. So I have to be careful that no one is actually coming here from the enemy team. I think all of them are down at the bottom buff. And my team is actually getting it, I think. Yeah. Which means we get all the 3 points and have the top buff as well, which now gives us 6 points every time the tick is coming through. Really, really good. And I think I will get the kill here. No, he's dead. Ah, but it's dead. Okay, very good. Always 2 into 5. A lot of damage that you can get. And it's really, really easy AoE damage that you can connect to the enemy. Sniped. Yeah, there is no teleport to ally for an elementalist, which is quite sad. I think that's a really cool thing that, for example, guardians can have. Okay, he's stealthed, but I'm not sure where they went. Okay, we won. So I hope, Anubis, you could see the potential of this build. It's really fun, and I hope I explained it decently, what I'm doing and how this build works. Yes, I also play Willbender. Let's go for one more match, and I can play a Willbender in the next match. Yeah, I think you have to understand that the balancing of how classes are balanced is always how a class in general behaves in context to other classes. So that means that if a class is really fast, like a Willbender, it should be balanced around it, because that means you have the potential to disengage a fight. So if you're playing a build that is slower, it should be stronger in what it does because it's slower, which is a bad thing in PvP. So I think that's really important, and I think in the latest balance patches they actually did not do a good job in changing that. So when it comes to, that's a really important feature. We got a question here from YouTube. So when you have those bouncy chests in the bottom here, you can just right click them and they will instantly go into your inventory without you having to left click it and then see the pop up and pressing OK. You can just right click it and it will instantly go into your inventory. Very important tip and very nice to know. So that I see my FPS here on screen, and that I also have this, how is it called, cursor and the circle around my mouse cursor. That's called the Blishard. That's this, it's a third-party add-on that allows you to not only see your FPS here, that's arc, but also allows you to see the mouse cursor. So arc DPS is what you can see here. It's an add-on that you can see here, where you can adjust all kinds of stuff. For example, it's a DPS meter in general, but you can also see your FPS here and your ping. It's really helpful. Why? Thanks a lot. It's cute, but it's not necessary. But thanks. I will do a giveaway then, I guess. I'm not sure if should I do the giveaway now, or do you want to do the giveaway soon, whenever there's a big thing to do? Thanks for the donation then. Yeah, I think Floppy Chicken, thanks for the very important point that you made here. In PvP, if you learn PvP, it's really important to understand it's not a death match. It's not. It's a conquest match. So that means as soon as you grasp the concept of what a node is and how you can just get value from playing on node and making sense and rotating between different nodes, and getting points from that, then you can easily carry a match without even being in every single fight, because that's something that you can't do. There will be fights all over the map. So it's really important to understand, to grasp the concept of rotations, to understand fighting for a node, to leave when you are losing, to outnumber someone, to make it a fast kill and then leave again. It's really important. It's a really important concept, and it helps you to win matches that you are not supposed to win, because you just carry your teammates by making the correct decisions when it comes to rotations. Yeah. And people often are greedy and going for a kill because, oh, that's 10% on the enemy health. We have to go for this. But sometimes if they are faster and you can't get them, just leave and go somewhere else and win the map. It's really important. Yeah, the thing is, I was not able to set up the PayPal yet for me, because the problem is, that's really interesting, you have to have a business PayPal account to make it really work in Twitch that easily. And I'm not a business yet. I started my content creation, I think, 3 months ago. So it's not that I have that set up yet. So I'm sorry, but I will do the PayPal as well. I think the problem is, if you want to switch to business, you have to be a business. I'm not so, how's it called? By law, you have to have a name to a business and stuff, and I don't have that. I think I can't just switch to business and PayPal. Really? Okay, then I have to check that. I will do that direct after the stream. Thanks for the thing here. But like I said, I'm really new to content creation. I'm 3 months or so in, so I'm really trying to improve, so please bear with me here. So like requested, we will play Willbender in this match. Doesn't matter which teammates we have. So and by the way, did not mention Benny Booth. Thanks a lot for the follow. Really appreciate it. And that's to finish the point that we brought up earlier. When you start playing PvP, you should stick to one build that you enjoy, and not only learn the build, but also learn the role that you fill with this build. So for example, if you're playing a warrior, most likely you're playing a duelist. What does a duelist do? A duelist typically goes to a side node, meaning the far node or the close node. Close being close to your spawn and far being far away from your spawn. And you try to capture that node. That means you go to a 1-on-1, either win the 1-on-1 or hold the point neutral. Yeah? And as soon as you get outnumbered, either by your team or by the enemy team, you try to win the fight, or if you get outnumbered by the enemy team, you try to survive the fight. That's really important to understand. So if you're a duelist, you don't want to push in fights that are 3v3s, 4v4s even, because that means that you don't get value from your build. You're generally, as a duelist, want to be in a 1-on-1, a 1v2 or something, so that you get value from your build. If you are support, you don't want to be in a 101. That's a different role. So I have a guide about it on YouTube as well, again, where I talk about the different roles and how to play them. So if you want to learn that, that's really important that you understand that. But those roles are very crucial to understand because they have existed since PvP came over. Very important. So there are actually quite a lot of wing skins in PvP. Or not PvP, in Guild Wars 2. I can showcase some of them later, but there is a PvP legendary backpack that also has some wings attached to it. But of course legendaries are quite expensive, so I would not go for that if you don't need the legendary. I can show you after the match. So this is not a thing that you normally should do. You should not go and cap points as a teamfight DPS that I'm currently playing. So we have to really be careful here and not overcommit here. We have the kill on the up. I can't actually contest. Oh, yeah, I think I'm dead now. Yeah. That was the decision making here was really hard. I could go for the res, I could go for the cleave, but in either way they are outnumbering here, so it's really hard to make it work. Yeah, so yeah, I think that was interesting to go for the team fight here as being totally outnumbered by the enemy team. So as a willbender, you want to be in a team fight or some... Okay, they go for beast. Very hard. That's something you should not go for beast if it's contested by enemy team, because then it's just a gamble at this point. Okay, I got it. That's why you should not go for beast if there is an enemy around, because then it's just a gamble. The last hit will kill it and you don't know if you will last hit or the enemy. So we are in a decent spot here. They are a little bit ahead when it comes to points, but we have a good map control. We have to kill this guy here. I think we got him. So the good things you need to know here is that you can dodge out of the Harbinger stun if you time it correctly. If you waste your stun break and you don't time it correctly, you will get stunned again, so you will waste it. So really important to understand that you should not do that. So I want to get out of combat here just to make sure that this guy... So now I go to no port spot. No, he... was close. Could have died here. Still can actually. It was a good relative well, definitely from the enemy here. Oh, that was a lot of damage. If he gets the kill here, I can rally from that. Very nice. Nice, we got the kill here as well. Very good reinforced by my team here. He pots back in a second, I guess. I'm not sure what he's doing, because he is against 3 people off node. That's not where he should be, want to be. Okay, we got the kill. Now I will let him bleed here. That's a very important thing in PvP to do as well. Just not kill a guy completely so that they have a longer respawn time. Of course, you only do that if you know that they will not get the self-res. I don't care if they will get the self-res actually here, because we will win the fight and then can outnumber this guy again. Okay, I connected the... So, you see, this guy is now dead for over a minute. And we did win the fight because of... Not because of that, but the whole team is now dead. And if we deny the kill... So, if we deny a lot of kills by doing that, because the enemy team is always outnumbered on the map, then that's a good thing to do. Very important. And as a new player, you should, of course, always consider if you can't manage to do so, then you should not do it, because it will be 5 points that you wasted if you don't kill the person. No, I was greeding for the... I did not expect so much condi damage, actually. Yes, that's very important to understand. If you better play it safe than sorry and get the kill, then to let him bleed and let the rally, and you will lose the fight because of that. But if you know what you're doing, you can let them bleed, especially if they are off point and really far away. There might not be any rest potential for the enemy team. Okay, I think we leave this here. Maybe I go for mid recap. Okay, we got the kill here. Now I will go for the kill just because my teammate might die. Ah, he was on rampage, okay. So now here try to go for a kite spot. Get the counter kill maybe. Nice, we got the kill. And now I'm going to kill this guy again just to make sure. And so that I could leave. Very nice outplay here. Have to make sure that we don't get decapped. I'm on point in a few seconds. You have to be careful. This is a decap gauge, I think. Nice, we got the kill and the match is over. No, this is a ranked match. This was a ranked match. So, very important if you play Willbender. We have a question here, when to use your Condi cleanse. Willbender doesn't have a lot of Condi cleanses in PvP. Yeah? Willbender actually only has 3 big Condi cleanses. So how does it work? The first thing is, of course, your Contemplation of Purity. Contemplation of Purity? Ah, there's your wing skin. Very nice. So what do you want to see? There it is. So meanwhile, I will explain the Condi cleanses. So the Contemplation of Purity is extremely strong. It's probably one of the most used skills in Guardian, for sure. So the reason for that is that you have a stun break here, and you should use it as a stun break if you need it. But you should also be considering that you get a full Condi, not only cleanse, but conversion. So if you have 12 Condis on you, you will get 12 boons instead. Really, really strong. So you should always use it when you have a lot of Condis that you want to clean, or if you want to use the stun break. So this is a really important cooldown. Don't waste it. The second thing is really important, is that the 4 skill here will remove conditions So if you use the force skill on you and you get hit by the spears that come down, they will cleanse conditions. So don't waste it either. It's a nice damage skill, but it's also condi cleanse. So if you're offensive, you can get a condi cleanse and a damage out of it. Really strong. And the last very important one is your healing skill. And I can't stress that enough. Your healing skill will remove actively 2 conditions, but, and that's the important part, passively it will cleanse every 5 seconds a condition. So if you don't need the healing right now, so if you are, let's say, 50% or plus in your healing skill, in your healing health pool, then you should keep the healing signet active or not use it to get the passive condi cleanse out of it. That's really important. Welcome, Filthy Casual, welcome. So understand how important your passive cleanses are. So over the course of this match, if you don't use a healing skill at all, you know, that would make almost 100 condi cleanses over the course of a match, just passively. That's really good. Of course, that's unrealistic. But let's say 50 condi cleanses passively is really good. This is a really underrated condi cleansing skill. So, how long have you played? I have played now almost 13k hours. 30k. Yes. So, I played a lot of professions over that course of time and a lot of game modes. You want to go to the guild? Sure. Wait, let me go. Yeah. Welcome to the guild then. So, yeah, Filthy Casual, it was actually interesting. When you wanted to join the guild, no one else had that problem. The reason for that is that you had a weird name and my bot was just not happy with your name and thought you would be really, I don't know, mean and whatever. And therefore it did instantly kick you. So I changed that, of course, and now you are in there and everything is fine, I hope. No problem. Yeah, so that's the build. Very straightforward. Has been this build since, I don't know, since Spear release at least, and even before that you played the same build without Spear with Greatsword instead. There's nothing too crazy about it. Yeah, it's just the best build right now for Willbender, for sure. No one would argue. In World vs. World, you would typically swap this trade to this trade just to get more condi cleanses, because in World vs. World you get 2 ammunition charges on this, so you can use it twice, making this trade way better because you get 6 condi cleanses. But in PvP, it's only, let's say, 3, so most of the time the damage increase is more beneficial. Yeah. Yeah, so if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm always happy to answer. Ranked? Yes. I'm always going for ranked. There are more rewards there. Why would I not go for that? And the matches are, of course, should be more balanced. It's really important to understand. In unranked, you could queue against anybody. It could be a 5-person team. It could be just very bad people and you don't learn anything from it. I always want to improve. I want to get better at the game. And therefore, I try to just have fun while playing something or against someone that is quite decent at the game, and then I try to improve. So the thing is, and that's really important to understand, renewed focus is very strong. So I get why you could run Feel My Wrath, and that might be better for one-shotting people because you get quickness and that's even more damage that you can put out. Yes, that is true, but, and that's the important part, renewed focus is so strong. It is so strong. That's the thing. It's not, I don't argue against Feel My Wrath being good, but I think renewed focus is the best skill a Willbender has. The reason for that is, if you don't use it, you don't have any invulnerability. And in this current meta, then you will get one shot all the time. And this gives you a invulnerability for 3 seconds that can help you reposition, think about what skill you want to use next, and just your panic button in that sense. That it also does reset your virtues helps, of course, a lot. But for a Willbender, the virtue cooldown are not that high. So just the invulnerability axis is just insane, you know? That's really important to get. I think if you swap that to Feel My Wrath, it's probably a big problem to survive. Yes, you might have more damage, but I think that you will have even less damage if you die because of not using Renewed Focus, to put it bluntly. Yeah. So, very good. So, Filthy, do you want also to join the guild? Of course, nice. Welcome then. So, that's really important to understand. So, I don't want to say your build with Feel My Wrath is bad, but I think if you want to play really high level and want to get better, then you should go for Renewed Focus. It's just the best option. I think this is a Tempest match. I want to play some Tempest as well. Yeah, sure. I mean, like I said, if you feel like you get more value from Feel My Wrath, sure, go for it. But I think in general, if you want to get even more rating with your build, probably Renewed Focus might be the better option. So now I'm playing Side Note Tempest. I did not play that at all in the last few streams. I want to showcase it as well. This is a really good build. It has some nice potential baked in, and it has a lot of what are we facing? Quickly check. I think this is a good Nios match. No, I think it's actually an even better. How is it called? Reverse match. River is so good. Even for this build, it's insane. So every time you dodge, you will get Alacrity and Regen. And every time you get Regen, you will cleanse a condition. Every time you apply an aura, you get Vigor and Regen, cleansing a condition. Every time you get an aura, you get Endurance because of the Vigor. And every time you dodge, you get an Alacrity, so your auras will get lower cooldowns. It's really good. It's such a good build. So the question here on YouTube chat is it better to learn all the classes than to stick to one? I would say it depends what your goal is. If you want to play really high level, I would say yes, you should learn all the classes. But if you're having fun with one class and are not getting bored by it, then I would rather stick to it. You know, why not? It's not like you lose anything for that. Sadly, my warrior did push in. It would have been better if I could outnumber this guy. So maybe I get the decap here. I just want to make sure that I get value from my build here. Yes, I got the decap. We also probably winning the mid fight. I'm not sure. It looks really close. So my recommendation is I get more fun playing all the classes because it's just more. You know, variety is the spice of life. I think that's a nice statement, and therefore I play all the classes. I think if you are fine with just playing one, that's okay as well. But in the end, it's oftentimes better to understand all the classes to make sure that all of them are, that you understand them, especially if you play competitive modes. It makes it way easier to see which which attacks to counter, which things to play. I think I will win this 101 for sure. Okay, now I have to be a bit careful. Because a Willbender is here. I will focus the Willbender for now. Should get the kill here, I think. I'm not sure my teammate is still focusing the Willbender. We get the kill, very nice. I'm not sure if I want to stay here or if my teammates should stay here. Depends a bit what they want to play. I guess they will want to. Because I'm a side noder, I like to do that. To stay here. But I guess my teammate was also going for the cap. I might have to push into the warrior because the warrior is consistently winning the 1-on-1. That's not something that you want to see normally. So I think this Willbender will probably die in a second because they don't have that much cooldowns left anymore. Okay, we got him. Now we can let him bleed. It's a good point. Yeah, unranked is really unpredictable. You can win a lot of unranked games just by... How did he get rest here? Oh, because of the cliff. I got the contest. Very good here. Very nice. Just have to concentrate here, I don't want to die. Ah, that's true. Yes, you have to be PvP rank 20 to get to ranked. And then you can play ranked. But I think that's a fine thing, because it will prevent bots from just playing PvP as soon as they can create an account and then easily play PvPs. That's the reason for that. And also you have to get a little bit more, yeah, knowledgeable about the game to make it work. To just go into PvP, you can learn it a bit in unranked, and then you get the very toxic people in ranked. No, I'm joking, but in ranked, of course, a lot of people want to win because of the rating and stuff, so it's good to have at least a little bit of an insurance that people are really there and have some experience in playing PvP. Yeah, I think it's you just have to learn how to play against them. It's just experience, and it's not like I don't die to anything anymore because I have enough experience. It's not. You just have to learn it and just have fun and try to improve. That's the most important thing. Yeah, that match was really boring. But okay. I'm not sure if I can get the decap here in time, but... yeah, Druid is too tanky to kill in time. Yeah, we can go for some PvE fight as well. What is daily? I will do the daily. Then we can go for the... Oh, never mind, I got the decap. Yeah, I will go for the daily after this match. Yeah, this match is over, I guess. I'm playing on EU. So if you're from NA, sorry, you can't join for now. So everyone that wants the daily strike mission, you can join my squad. So let's see what we have. I don't even know what daily it is. It's Febe. Okay, so let's go for that. I will invite you, Q. And let's see. I don't know what I want to play. Let's see. I will fill the last slot. I can play any. How's it called? What are you playing, Q? What kind of... are you DPS or... Okay, you're DPS, okay. Then I will look for... quick DPS and A-Heal. Very good. That's fine. Just play whatever you like. It's not like this content is so hard. We will do it. If anyone in chat wants to join, it's fine as well. Let's see if we get enough people. Sometimes it takes quite a while to get enough people for that. To be honest, I don't really care if it's quick DPS or just a boon DPS. Yes, of course I know the boon distribution. I played a lot of PvE as well, so I know what I'm doing. Sure. It's not a problem. And that's why I really like to play Chronomancer, because I can fill every role. I can play quickness, offensive support, alacrity, offensive support. I can also go for defensive support. Doesn't really matter. So it's always, the sad part is always that you have to look for the boon DPSs and boon heals first, because those are the important roles. The DPS, as soon as I change this description to DPS, I think the group is full in 1 or 2 minutes, not even 30 seconds probably. And therefore, I really want to fill the important roles first, and then I can easily, just easily fill the rest of the party. But it's also very important to understand that the boon DPSs are carrying the group. Or the boon supporters. So as soon as you understand that the boons, for example, quickness gives 50% damage buff straight up to your party. And the alacrity also gives, I think, 25% damage buff, but also a lot of utility and just increased in defensive as well. So those 2 boons are insane. So that's why you carry on the support builds, not on the DPS builds. Okay. So we have this squad set up, and then let's check who we got here. Probably some DPS. Yeah, it's always a sad thing to see people leave, because that just is not good for your group composition, and it's just annoying. So you should always try to find the right people first, and then go and kill the boss. But of course, if you can't make it work, then you have to find someone new. That's just how it is. So we have a question from Muted. How is Elect Power Mech these days? I would say it's fine. You can definitely play it. It's not something that I would recommend playing if you go for a speed kill. But in the end, it's definitely doing its job, and it's working for sure. For sure. So I'm playing Heal Chrono. Alacrity Heal Chrono to be precise. And we have almost a full squad already. But like I said, it's a really easy build, and therefore you should, if you know what you're doing, it might be better in hard fights, just because you easily can do your job. If you're playing a really hard build, that is quite good when you play it perfectly, but the fight is really hard as well, then it means that you might not be successful in getting the highest damage that you can get. So I would say Power Mech is in that sense quite good, but it's not as broken as it once was. Once it was really, really, really good, but now it's not that much anymore. So I think I might put down some food. And as soon as everyone is in, we can go for the clean kill, I hope. So we have a quickness untamed, and I'm an alacrity support healer. That's good. We are in perfect group then. Let's see. This fight is really easy in the sense that we only need some CC. Otherwise, it's just a boring DPS check. And as soon as the ready check is through, we can engage. Let's go. So I always go for a lot of quickness, alacrity uptime here, so that my party has enough quickness and alacrity directly at front. I'm running Mantra of Distraction. I'm running Mantra of Distraction. So this fight is really boring as a healer. There's nothing happening. Why? I'm running it because I don't trust the group to CC enough. There will be CC at 80 and 50 and 10%, and I want to make sure that my group is completely doing the CC. I can easily carry the CC here. Look at the CC. I did almost the whole CC I did alone. And therefore, I really carried the CC bar. Why not take this Mantra? It's also a nice heal if you run the Mantra trade. Yeah, you can also go for the Senility. Why not? Yeah, sure. If you, but like I said, okay, you're right. If you just want to go for the CC, yes, you're right. That might be the better one. But in the end, it doesn't matter. And I think the instant cast is really valuable as well. I really value the instant cast. So I can cast other stuff meanwhile. And you're right, I know when the CC bar is happening. So I could precast this Senility Well. But in the end, come on, it's just a normal mode Cerus. It's not like I have to min-max everything, single thing. But you're totally right. Would have been the superior choice. And this fight is also, there is no real healing requirement except from the last 10%. Let's check the boon uptime. Should be good, yeah. Yeah, I'm not maining Chronomancer in that sense. I'm playing every single class, but I'm always happy to hear other people's opinions, especially when it comes to how to play a class, because oftentimes I can learn something from other people's takes, and that's definitely a good tip there. So CC coming up, now I could place the Senility value, right? But the CC, when I have a decent group like now, we are totally fine here with the CC, and the instant cast just is quite nice to have. Yeah, boon uptime is perfect. What can I say? Looks good. I mean, I don't know if that's a compliment. It feels like an EU group, but yes, it's definitely an EU group. I think it's actually insane to me how you can make this fight messy. I think this fight, in my opinion, is normal mode is so easy. There is no reason to to just go for this easy fight and make it messy. I think I don't see how you can make it happen, but that might also be because I never packed on NA. So why did you swap then to NA? Because I really enjoy playing on EU. Of course, for me it's the best ping, but it's also the people here are quite okay. I did not have that many really bad encounters yet. Of course, there's sometimes you have a really, really bad boon uptime and that kind of stuff, but I think the messy fights don't happen that regularly. Ah, so okay, that makes sense. I think what always also helps is creating your own group and not going for a commander that you don't really know how experienced they are. At least in my opinion, I always trying to be helpful and just say stuff to people, but at the same time I'm always trying also to go for just invite people in the group that I either can trust to listen to me, or if I don't like what they are doing, I can kick them. I think that's really important to me as well. But for this fight, to be honest, I don't really care. It's not like I'm doing a really hard Doom CM or something, or with a puck. Yeah, thanks everyone. Yeah, I think that's also concluding my stream for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to check out my YouTube channel if you need some more content. And I hope to see you in the next stream. Thanks a lot for all the follows. And yeah, be sure to join my Discord, my guild. Thanks a lot for watching. Most fun. I hope you had fun as well. And see you next time.
Damn. Welcome Raiders, welcome Raiders. How we doing? Hopefully you had a good raid. Or, sorry, good stream. I'm gonna assume you were playing Guild Wars. Pooch cheating on me. Dude, no loyalty amongst these viewers, man. Puccio in other streams when I am on. No loyalty. Stop. Kick my bot. What were you doing on Guild Wars? Getting busy? What kind of gaming were you doing?